Hey everyone and welcome back. I am Chesh from Chesh Breaks and we're going to go through NBA Mail Time, of course, here with my awesome co-host Sam, a lamb, a jam, a ding dong. What is up, Sam?
Not much Cheshy Chesh.
I was going to make
the beach
that.
today and fresh. It's good.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit jealous. But until I peel off some of this, I'm not going near beaches.
Mind you, I only want to go near the beach when there's no one there. So the surf was kind of crap, and that's why I loved it. And I jumped in. I was like, yeah, no one's here. Usually there's 50,000 people.
Exactly. We've got a special guest. One of my good friends. I'm going to say that Steve's a good friend because we forged a pretty good relationship over the last 6 months. I'm here with Steve Stafford from Trading Card Community. Steve, how you doing?
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me on. It's an absolute, it's a pleasure to be here, mate. I've seen many famous people in the hobby on the Chesh Breaks content, so very humble.
we get very lucky. I'm just going to
end it up here.
This could be the worst thing for Chesh Breaks ever.
No, tonight, if I pull fucking Spurs in one of your breaks, that is going to be the worst thing ever. I'll be like, Steve's never fucking coming back on now.
I'm secretly enjoying that. I'm going for the 3 Spurs in a row.
Because I never pull anything good.
Murray, come on.
I never pull anything good from the Spurs breaks. Ever.
Like I say,
and it's random team, and I just keep hitting Spurs. It's like the fucking universe just wants me to collect Spurs, and I'm like, but I don't want to. I don't like them.
Spurs are the sensible choice, Chesh. You got to watch some games and just go, this is, like, what's wrong with DeJounte Murray? He's a pretty flashy player for a Spurs player.
Lies and slander. Cool. Lies and slander. No. Fuck them all.
I think
they won't wow you, but they'll get the job done. Love the Spurs.
Allegedly.
Still hasn't hit a Keldon yet, so...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like, I get Spurs, I don't even hit a good Keldon. Like, I wouldn't complain if I got a Keldon Johnson signature out of one of those breaks. Like, I'd be like, oh, I'm stoked. Like, that'll go in the collection.
Yeah.
But no.
No, you just hit that... You hit the Weatherspoon guy who they have to adjust the font size.
I actually did hit a Quindari Weatherspoon RC from fucking Prism.
That guy can name. It's great.
Fucking hell. So we've got mail time, but before we jump into this lovely pile, and I'm going to tell you that there is a one touch in here, a one touch with a Panini sticker on it, so you can imagine what that's going to be. Let's have a quick talk about the hobby for a second. So Steve, how long have you been breaking for?
So started breaking around March. We put a few feelers out in February. Obviously, the growing trend of the 1.2 million breakers just in Melbourne. We thought we'd jump in, make it 1.2 plus the 1. And then we basically started. I think startup probably cost around 200 hours of our life in the first month. Just building the website and trying to, because the hobby's changed so much. So because the boxes, just the expense.
Fucking ridiculous.
And even back then, like there are a few things like people were able to get cheaper stuff. So we didn't know about all the games were sort of stuff. People were going out buying. I think the Core Kings blasters. Once we did, they were $65 each. We got like 3 of them, and then $445 US each. It's just crazy, but you find you're in a spiral the whole time. So you basically invest money, and by the time we try and aim to make about $100 out of a break, and once you pay tax and everything, it's not that much. We're just basically doing it to enjoy the hobby. By the time you do that, if you did it, say, with Prism Retail, and it takes us probably 2 or 3 weeks to sell the break anyway, and next thing, like, it's $700 US, and then you want to buy another box, and it's $1,100 US.
Yeah.
Yes.
Continuously in a spiral of trying to afford to buy stock.
Yeah, that's the same problem that we were having, is like, especially with all the delays. So, like, at the end of this month, we were supposed to be looking at potentially doing either the Hoops hobby box that I technically bought for myself and I'm probably just going to open for myself, so fuck you all, or the 2021 or the 2021 retail boxes that we should be getting from our sponsor guff.com.au for all of your gaming needs. Because Guff should be getting retail boxes. I don't know how many at this stage. They don't even know how many. They don't know the price. But the price should be good. I'm going to hope from Jim. Jim's a good friend. So hopefully we can snag up a case of Hoops 2021, and that will launch things into 2021 for us. I don't know if that'll be possible, but I know that Jim has tried to put in as much of an order as possible, and usually, knowing Jim, it would be a big order, because he's not just ordering for one Guff store, he's ordering for several. And trying to get as much product as possible, and knowing like what we're trying to build here as well, which he's super keen to, you know, assist, to be a part of. I should probably...
If you can get space, you know, you might be able to keep a few boxes. Like, it's something I've not been able to do.
That's exactly what we were looking at doing. Breaking probably a box or two for us, then putting two aside for later on, and then just putting the rest up for group breaks over the next like month and a bit. Just to try and get that like revenue flow and try and reinvest into more boxes or whatever we can get, whatever's hot at the time or new. Maybe keep like a box aside for a bigger break, and instead of like going all out and going, well, we're gonna do like a case break, like we don't want to do that, because we're not breakers. We're using it to try and not just fund the channel, but fund the future of having an online store, which is where we really want to go with this. Because it's that point of like making it a supplemental channel, and then hopefully at some point making it into a full-on business that we, or at least that I can use as a business and not have to work a shitty corporate job anymore. But I mean, everyone wants to do that, right? So, but I mean, at the end of the day, I like doing breaks because they're fun, and I like opening shit with Sam because Sam, you know, always has funny shit to say. And it's entertaining, which is great.
You guys, actually, I enjoy it. Well, I hope I see more of it, because it's actually that there's so many breakers out there, and you guys, like myself a little bit, I like to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Sam likes to talk a lot.
I find it's a good balance. It's I'll be the young optimistic one, and Chesh will keep it real.
Because I'm an old man. Yeah. Adam McVeigh says, "Hey gang, this pop-up reminded me I hadn't bought a spot in the break yet. I'm bought in. Fantastic. Yeah. Steve loves you for it."
Yep, exactly.
Thank you. Yeah, look, I look forward to if you can get a case, I'll be in every break. It's hard. A lot of people I think with the COVID thing during the year, it brought out a gambling aspect in the hobby, which I really hate. That's the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Minis are okay, but the mini of a mini and a mini to the mini, it's just a really bad thing I've seen on a few different. Don't like to say any names because I always put my foot in my mouth and get in trouble. But yeah, I'd like to see that disappear, and more breakers with better prices and all that stuff will stop that from happening. So,
and I think more that care about what they're doing, like you say, it's really nice to hear that again. That it's if people you get to that point where you have to put a dollar value on your time, and a lot of people would get to that point and go, well, why am I doing this? You've got to have some kind of love to keep it going, and if you're doing it for those reasons, it really shows through.
It's an absolute privilege to be able to open a box. Like you look at some boxes and you go, wow, that's like $2,000. I can't afford to do that because I've got to try and put my family in.
Yeah.
So if I get to open that and make like $100, $150, and look, realistically, all the time you put into it, it's probably really like $30 to $35 an hour, if you look that way. So it's not like a job where you it's just an absolute privilege to open the cards, see what's in it, get a good hit. People are really happy. You get to meet people. Like I met Chesh. I haven't met him in person yet. And this is the first time speaking to you, Sam, as well. So you keep meeting people through the hobby, and it's the best thing. Like you sit there, you're having a shitty day, someone messages you and go, "Hey man, I got this card." And putting a smile on other people's faces also puts a smile on your own face, and people don't realize that.
Exactly. Now the second part of this topic is the reason why I just went and fished out my Magic Johnson.
This is coming up. Yes.
So.
Yeah. I love this one.
Because I have a problem. I have a problem because now we've just learned as of this morning that PSA and Beckett are both removing their days requirement on grading. So what this means is that if you have sent off stuff, or if you're going to send off stuff, they'll get to it when they can. There's no guaranteed time frame. Now, we already know that there's been delays and shit. 30 days has been taking roughly 6 months. Apparently it's about to get worse because of COVID. And this is one of the points I wanted to bring up as well is, Steve, I don't know how much stuff that you've sent off for grading. I think that you were just buying mostly from eBay pre-graded stuff, which was going to be what I was going to say to the general public out there is, instead of getting stuff to grade, if you do that, just make sure it's something that you think is going to increase in value across the year, because it will take probably the whole year for that card to come back to you. Myself, I sent away some Magic Johnson stuff to get graded because Magic Johnson's getting his own doco. That stuff is probably not going to be back now by the time that doco drops, and I am out money. Like it's a bad situation for everyone. It's a shit situation for me. How are you on grading? What are your thoughts on grading at this point?
First of all, I feel sorry for everybody in America because obviously after starting all this, like I've met a lot of people online and talk to them consistently. DA Cardboard, I speak to Kevin from there all the time. He's an absolutely fantastic bloke. Knows pretty much everything, so teaching me stuff all the time. Grading, I've heard back from somebody that they just got back stuff from, excuse the train in the background as well, from May. They just got their May PSA submissions. So that's roughly, whatever it is, 8 months or something. After that, all the other stuff from the following months will probably take 12 to 14 months, which is just, it's too long realistically unless you've got, say, there's a true superstar. You can't just go, okay, LaMelo Ball's going to be a superstar. I'll grade my card. I'll get it back in 15 months' time.
Yeah, after he's done his back, like Larry does.
Yeah, anything happening. Exactly.
He's playing in the NBL, and look, realistically, we haven't seen, like, he's young, give him that, but we haven't really seen any superstars from the NBL go that way.
And his first game was trash, so
I mean that's always a fun one. But my point on that is always the thing that brings me back to the NBA every year and just loves it unconditionally is the fact that there's those question marks and the fascination about how a player will pan out and whether they have the fortitude or the mental makeup or the environment's correct. You know what I mean? Like it's like so many different players, different teams, whatever. You just see a Marco Fultz and it's like he forgot how to shoot a basketball, and then it's like he looks much more comfortable in a different environment, and I'm really happy for him. You know, like and put up reasonable numbers. That's fine, but you never know how that's going to go. They can look amazing. And then I remember Ben McLemore was meant to be. I remember him out of college. I was like, far out. This guy's the truth. Like, this guy is the next. And yeah, he kind of just Sacramento wasn't the place for him, you know. And I've heard more and more about different team cultures. Some team cultures really. I remember Marcin Gortat said about. He's like, don't go anywhere near the Phoenix Suns. It's like that organization doesn't know what they're doing, whatever. And it's like things like that, or like the Knicks maybe. Like, I don't know. I can't really speak. I haven't been in their locker rooms, but you never know, you know.
Yeah, I think environment's a really good point because COVID was not ideal for a lot of people, especially just because they play the NBA and they're going out for dinners and they do whatever they do when they're traveling around.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I think having some of them are really attached to their families. Like you look at Kyle Lowry in the video they made, that like brings years here. And putting them in a different environment. That's why you're looking at 19-20 rookies now, and you're looking at players that their cards are. If you buy them $2 or $3 for a prison base in America, like US, maybe 2 months ago, now you're looking at them playing a different environment again, and they're completely different people.
Yeah. So, some people have even excelled a little bit in those environments in a weird way. Some people have not, and like I even reckon it's a reason we saw a team like the Miami Heat go to the finals. Like it's those kind of guys. They have a different makeup than other teams. Like they've got pros and cons, but I think they're all fighters, and like they're all absolute like focus thanks to a guy like Jimmy Butler, and I reckon that's a good reason why they made it through that kind of environment.
And Phoenix as well. They said that Phoenix were like the closest knit team they've ever seen for a long time.
Yeah,
They're going to carry through. So,
which is nice to hear,
it's
because that comment I made about Marcin Gortat, I think he was talking mainly about the management and everything, and that was many years ago when he was there. But yeah, no, I've seen a lot of improvements with Phoenix for sure.
But I think Chesh's point in do you grade or do you buy? At the moment, I think buying is great. Like I've shown Chesh a few purchases from eBay USA. So obviously, when you ship my cards, you change your address on eBay, and it takes you to the USA eBay.
Yeah,
I've been getting like Jordan graded like things, and just base stuff. Like I got my first ship my cards delivery today from FedEx. So they arrived today, and I had two Jordans in there. They were both 9s. One was a Beckett 9, one was a PSA 9.
How many cards did you get sent in?
$20.
sweet.
I think I got about 30 cards today.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Just
So
a
it's
small
little
order then.
test. Yeah, it's just a test. Like a lot of the cards were 99 cents, and I was trying to get my head around ship my cards. I was sent cards to Oregon. They're charging me a $5 fee, and then I got told by John Trainer, a friend of mine, send them to Arizona, only cost you $2 a card. So I've just been playing around.
That's what I've been doing.
And that adds up.
Oh, you did,
And I will see. Let me just see if I can. We want to put in what the browser source. Is that right? Give me 1 second, because what I'm gonna do.
Oh, you change your browser source, no?
Window capture. I want you to capture new source, just because I want to show what's sitting in my ship my card inventory.